she is the last person that any toke-wearing Michelin star bragging chef would want at their home for supper. To cook, that is. I'm pretty sure they would want her there to be a butt kisser. She has a truly unique middle name, Domenica, which, in Italian, stands for Sunday, which is hopefully when you're watching this video in real time. Yet for many folks around the world, including myself, she remains a first-class road to travel on if you're looking to get acquainted with not necessarily the art, but truly the fun of cooking. With that in mind, today, TSR is paying homage to one of my childhood heroes, Rachael Ray. And best of all, not only will this be a feast for your eyes and taste buds without it taking a big bite out of the contents of your wallet, but all this fun is gonna go down in, hopefully, 30 minutes. Hi there, I'm Mr. PCS, and welcome to a special edition of TSR, which I like to call 30-Minute Steals. Now that means that the time it takes you to watch this video, I will have brought home and reviewed 3 of the most prominent iterations of the Rachael Ray brand on a budget from start to finish. The first of them being a 30-Minute Meals DVD set called Warm and Wonderful, purchased for $5.99. Second, purchased for 74 cents, that's 25% off the price of 99 cents, the August 2009 issue of Every Day with Rachael Ray. And finally, an Amazon purchase, Everyone is Italian on Sunday, an 8-year books publication purchased for $6.66. That's $6.25 for the item itself plus 41 cents tax. Ready or not?
Let's get cooking.
To begin with, Warm and Wonderful, which, right off the bat, is exactly how you're gonna feel upon viewing one or all 3 of these 30-Minute Meals DVDs with 4 episodes a pop, a 95-minute running time for each DVD, adding up to a total running time of between 4.5 and 5 hours. Disc number 1, One Pot Miracles, which if I had to designate by peak enjoyment, seasonally, I would designate this as a pure winter classic. Mediterranean masterpiece, New England Nights, Soup's On, and Every Day is Fat Tuesday, New Orleans Mardi Gras, bringing those favorites home on a budget and on the clock. Disc 2, Faster Pasta 2, a sequel to Faster Pasta 1 found in the Fun and Fast DVD set, the very first Rachael Ray 30-Minute Meals DVD set I ever bought and reviewed. Pasta Pronto, Rachel's Table, Faster Faves, and family and company friendly. I would designate this as between winter and spring at its peak seasonable enjoyment. Finally, one of her fortes for sure, Disc 3, Perfect Burgers, which definitely ranks between summer and fall as height of season enjoyment. Cape Cod Supper, The Burger Blues, Building a Better Burger, a visit to her Build-A-Burger workshop, if you will, and Dinner with her Cajun Daddy, featuring a special guest appearance by, you guessed it, her Cajun Daddy, New Orleans, born and bred. The only special feature you're going to be getting with all 3 of these CDs, or really DVDs, whatever you want to call them, can be found at the ending of the first 3 episodes, with the exception of the 4th. Q and Ray. In that special feature, Rachael answers viewers' questions and shows them a few tips and tricks along the way. It's the same bonus feature that you'll find in the Entertaining Made Easy DVD set, which I will show you momentarily. I'm going to do a round of all of my 7 30-Minute Meals DVD sets. In total, there are 10 to be found. I own 7 with 3 more to come. And while I'm at it, I might as well do an oral dissertation on why I think Rachael Ray's 30-Minute Meals deserves far more credit than it has received and far less criticism than it has earned, even though rightfully so. Oh, by the way, this is not closed captioned. 30-Minute Meals is one of those inoffensive, family-friendly programs that you can put on in the background in whatever room you might have access to a television. And even though if you're not cooking or anything, you can still focus on whatever activity you're doing because Rachael's spunky, young, bright, bubbly disposition puts you at ease and makes you feel right at home. Like a warm, trusting, loving friend is there. Plus, it's one of the gold standards in real-time, mealtime preparation under the Daytime Emmy in 2006 for Outstanding Service Show. And when it comes to Rachael Ray the Emmys, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Her show's friend, 30-Minute Meals, and her talk show, but she is technically not a winner. If you really want to look between the lines of the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences judging guidelines for daytime talk shows, entertainment, and service shows or culinary shows. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I suggest you be signed on as an official producer, so the next time a talk show wins will be the first time she wins. It's as simple as that. There are a few criticisms with Rachael Ray's 30-Minute Meals, one of them being the appearance of the final products. Well, if you're at home and you whip up a 30-minute meal, you might not have the time constraints of shooting a real-time TV show, even with commercials and a slight bit of editing to boot. Although I would definitely envy you if you did. So at home, even though you claim to lead a busy lifestyle, or it's been claimed for you, you still have at least a little over 30 minutes to whip up a delicious and healthy meal from start to finish for your family, or for you and your mates, or for yourself only. And that is if you live single and you have a real leftover fetish. So you have a little more time to perfect the final appearance of whatever 30-minute meal you're going to be whipping up. By the way, looks aren't everything. Hey, we all know that from the Geeky Dreamboats review I did a few months ago. The important thing is, it's all got to taste good. And with Rachael Ray, there's no issue in that department. There is one of two things I got to nitpick with when it comes to Rachael Ray, however. I'll start with one just to get you started. That would be her salads. A good chunk of these episodes here in these DVD sets have some form of salad. She says on the show that they eat salad before, during, and after the meal. Somewhere between those 2 points. Or 3 points. Well, in her salads, there's way too much lettuce. One bland ingredient dominating the rest of the flavorful ingredients. Well, that's salad in a nutshell. And you wonder why people don't get excited over salads a lot of the times. There's another thing I gotta nitpick about when it comes to Rachael, and that is with her cookbooks right after the Book of Burger or Week in a Day, and I'll get to that when I review Everyone is Italian on Sunday. But for right now, these are all of my 30-Minute Meals DVD sets. In addition to Warm and Wonderful, we have the very first one I bought, Fun and Fast, Quick and Healthy, Entertaining Made Easy, The Superior Sandwich, Party Preparation, and Venting Out. 7 down, 3 more to go. We are looking for a sports site collection, a holiday collection, and a miscellaneous collection. There are 10 DVD sets of 30-minute meals that were put on the market, and trust me when I say I'm hunting the other 3 down as we speak. No matter what Rachael Ray DVD set you might own, chances are it'll leave you feeling warm and wonderful too. I gotta take a short break, but when we come back, we're gonna review the next chapter in her building lifestyle empire every day. I'll see you in a second.
What you're gonna take away from the show, I hope, is a laugh.
I want to learn how to tell a joke at a party,
How to change a tire.
where to hide stuff when people come over.
Whether it's playing a game of pickup in the driveway or
Water balloon fight.
every show will have food.
Of course.
I want to do a segment, Cooking to Hook Up.
So, relationship expert, why are we in a grocery store?
You're not going to find necessarily the meaning of life, but you'll find a lot of information to make your life easier.
Everyone needs a little R&R. Rachael Ray.
Welcome back to 30-Minute Steals, the Thrift Store Rundown's little salute to Rachael Ray, the queen of 30-minute meals. Or at the very least, one of the queens. My queen, anyway. We now move on to her Everyday magazine. Once again, this being the August '09 issue. 365 recipes and tips to take you to Labor Day. So to summarize, that's about a year's worth of recipes, tips, tricks, and ideas to take us to Labor Day, which hasn't even happened yet this year. Rachael, way to think ahead of the curve. And think back to the past. Best of all, it's easy on the wallet. Well, around here, it had better be. So let's get started with a fabulous girlfriend getaway to New York City with 4 tickets to the Rachael Ray show. That's her talk show. airfare and hotel accommodations for $4,000 and $2,000 to go shopping with your gal pals. All sponsored by Comfort Inn by Choice Hotels. It's the Everyday with Rachael Ray girlfriend getaway. If only we could do these types of getaways domestically and internationally for reals. But of course, there's the constant fear of the new Delta variant of the coronavirus that's now becoming the bane of every traveler's life. I'm pretty sure we'll knock that out too. Hey, I hate to go back to square one. The reason why I'm showing this girlfriend getaway one-page ad is because of this. You see that cover there for the June-July special summer double issue of Everyday with Rachael Ray? Oh yeah, she's looking all types of adorable on that cover. And also, yep, right there. Yep, we are indeed right on the ball. So stay tuned to this channel if you want to see this in the future. Yeah, it looks a little bit dirty, which again adds to my little tiff about the appearance of many of her final 30-minute meals preparations. But you know what? Looks aren't everything. It's what's on the inside that counts. So again, stay tuned for that. Another extra cool feature, which you really rarely find in an Everyday with Rachael Ray issue, one-page movie ads, which are my favorite. This one advertising the Columbia Pictures Nora Ephron-helmed Julie and Julia, with Meryl Streep and Amy Adams as Julia Child and Julie Powell, who is author of the book Julie and Julia, of course, which inspired the movie of the same name, rated PG-13. I find it fitting that on the left of this two-page section, we have here a little feature which says, what your movie snack says about you. If you like popcorn, then you are the thinker. If you like chocolate, you're a daydreamer. If you like gummy bears, you're a thrill seeker. And each of these three sections highlights some ideal summer flicks that you'll want to try out with any of these three staples of movie snacking. I'll snack on anything. Popcorn, pizza, nachos, chicken wings, anything. I just don't do lollipops. Of course, if I highlight a 30-minute meals DVD around here, or anything Rachael Ray related, you best believe I'm highlighting some 30-minute meals. Cook up some tasty summer meals that get you in and out of the kitchen fast. Sicilian tuna cutlets with orange and scallion salsa. We also have almond herb pesto pasta with artichoke and tomato, Tex-Mex buttermilk chicken tenders and corn on the cob, puttanesca spaghetti with shrimp, and by now we all know what the meaning is behind puttanesca. But since Rachael Ray's fare is fairly family-friendly, I won't get into that. Curry crunch salad with naan, pork chops with honey mustard gravy and apple slaw. Oh, I turned the page prematurely. A Moroccan skillet chicken with pine nut couscous. And a summer penny a la norma, who you call chicken stuffed Sammy pockets. And finally, an end of summer chili pot to end this section. All of these recipes coming with ideal wine pairings in these little pair with boxes. Well, almost all of them. Now, going back to our little traveling phase without actually leaving the city or leaving the country, we have here food that'll take you away. How's this for delicious? The dishes you're about to discover are inspired by the most amazing places on the planet. Like, for example, Brazil, France, Hawaii, Italy, and China. Although, since China is somewhat to blame for the current pandemic we're experiencing right now, I don't think I recommend it, but all should be forgiven upon trying their salt and pepper chicken right here. For Italy, it's pasta with prosciutto and melon. For France, it's pisardiere and tomate. For Hawaii, it's spam musubi and pineapple shaved ice. Yes, you can make spam edible. And the classic Brazilian meat and bean stew, feijoada. If you're looking for some book-oriented escapes, we have 4 here. A sunny sky, a sandy beach, and a good book. The perfect summer day. If you want a more social scenario, here are 4 perfect oceanside vets, each inspired by a different beach read. So we have here Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne, a recipe to accompany that little mini book vacation, Around the World Wraps. This is one of 4 mini book vacations that you can take without actually leaving home. Each one of them includes a recipe and an assortment of fun miscellaneous accoutrements to accentuate the awesomeness for each of these mini book vacations. That's Another Land. Here are Great Taste featuring Jeffrey Steingardens, the man who ate everything, and on the menu, grilled chicken tenders with creamy honey mustard. If you want a more romantic time, like I so do, check out Ernest Hemingway's A Movable Feast and pair that up with crunchy coconut cookies. Sweet and romantic, just the way I like it. 70% of the time. I'm not a big rom-com person. Yes, this is not a rom-com, really. But by today's standards, if that was to be adapted for the silver screen, you'd best believe it'd be a rom-com. Nora Ephron-esque. Rest in peace, Nora. Finally, The Wild Side. Bill Bryson's Sunbird Country and a seesaw shrimp salad. If you fancy your travels, well, if you own a little backyard on the domestic side, you definitely want to check out Austin, Texas, the ultimate American city. The food, the people, and of course, the music. PBS doesn't do its show Austin City Limits, its Peabody Award-winning concert show, for nothing. It has a casual vibe that begs for a burger, like this beer and beef chili slider on bacon biscuits with tomatillo ketchup. Tomatillo. Not related to a tomato. It's actually related to a gooseberry. Jalapeno pepper mac and cheese is one of the foremost examples of Tex-Mex cuisine that you'll find in Austin. One of the examples that Rachel has adapted for this section. It's also home to the best hotel experience she and you will ever have. South Congress Avenue has plenty of food, music, and other goodies. You can find a bunch of cool vintage clothes for low prices. Hello! That is why thrift shops were invented. And of course, if you're an OG Rachael Ray fan, around every March or so, she holds her annual Feedback Music Festival during South by Southwest. This is the 2009 lineup, all captured in photographs here. If you want to replicate that Feedback Music Festival, knowing that it didn't go on last year and didn't go on this year, but hey, there's always next year, you probably should make a Spotify playlist of some of the bands featured here in this lineup. And you might want to highlight The Cringe in that playlist. The Cringe is a rock band that's headed by her husband, John Cusimano. One of Rachel's favorites, but again, she might be a little biased. Hey, she is a member of the Lord of the Rings. One last feature to highlight in here, and that is the Celeb Fridge, which you'll find in these earlier issues of Every Day. In this issue, it's Brooke Shields, the always smoking Brooke Shields, and a recipe that Rachel suggests that Brooke try. It is a sweet and salty snack, keeping the students at the Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club, of which she is a thorough supporter, energized all afternoon. That would be after-school trail mix, a favorite of the two children featured with Brooke here in this photo. That is Layla and Alexa. So that is that. Every Day with Rachael Ray from August of 2009. Oh, and one final thing. If you can believe it or not, you might have saw the haul before this video aired, but on the day that I filmed this video, I went out and picked up for $1.49 each and for 25% off 3 more Every Day with Rachael Ray issues. Now known forever as Rachael Ray in Season. A seasonal-based publication with 4 issues per year. Winter, spring, summer, fall. And with a lot of good stuff from Every Day taken out, including the Celeb Fridge segment. And that stinks. Oh well. One thing that shall never be removed is the 30-minute meal segment. Or feature, in this case. Whatever you want to call it. I call Every Day with Rachael Ray an absolute party. And just know this, even though this iteration of Rachael Ray's lifestyle magazine has definitely seen its last sunset, its time under my sunny desk lamp has only just begun. You best believe in the coming months, it will feel like a party every day. Yay, Rachael! Yay, Rachael! you know when I start singing, it's time to wrap it up. But don't go just yet. When we continue, TSR and Rachel are going to turn everyone Italian on Sunday. Today, Tucci Rachel's Tavola on Madonna, when TSR's 30-minute steals returns.
What I don't like is exactly what we're doing right now. Don't tell them, but I hate having a picture taken. I hate having to get all fussed up. I do love to shop, but I like to shop for like blue jeans and boots. Oh, I love this. I'm not so good with the dresses and the high heels and the makeup and the goop and sitting around and talking about yourself. I mean, it's so boring. And they wanted me to do this stuff where I go, hi, I'm Rachael Ray. Watch the show because you'll get blah, blah, blah. Woo! It's not gonna work, guys.
Everyone needs a little R&R. Rachael Ray.
Welcome back to 30-Minute Steals. We're on to our final review, Everyone is Italian on Sunday. As the New York Times best-selling author proclaims, it represents the single most important work of her life, because it represents her Italian heritage to the nth degree. We'll start with the table of contents right here, so we get this review on the way without a moment's delay. It's Italian and Italian-American recipes adapted to their fullest potential. Brunch, which is the sole chapter I'm going to highlight here. Starters, salads in small bites, that's antipasti. Soups, pizza, calzones, and focaccia. Pasta, gnocchi, polenta, and their sauces. Risotto and grains, seafood, pork, lamb, beef, veal, chicken, veggies, desserts, and cocktails. Spearheaded by John Cusimano, who, in his own right, is a world-renowned mixologist. But again, I'm going to solely highlight brunch because I find that an Italian breakfast buffet or an Italian brunch on a Sunday is one of the most deliciously resplendent things in life. So, we have here prosciutto and egg rolls, dandelion greens and fried eggs, and grilled Caesar salad with poached eggs. If there's one thing that people rarely do, it's grilled Caesar salad, but that depends on who you're trying to impress. We also have here a recipe for Bloody Johnny's that is a creation of, again, her husband, John Cusimano. Along with learning all the classic and contemporary takes on Italian and Italian-American favorites such as minestrone, chicken and eggplant parmesan, pizza, calzones, spaghetti and meatballs, lasagna, and all that jazz. You'll also see plenty of ingredient tips, substitutions, and preparations. Plenty of food photography to complement all this, with a lot of delicious look and appeal. And finally, learning how to master the basics for a good chunk of these recipes, whether it be poaching eggs or whatever. This really does have a homespun, ethnic, eclectic, homecoming-esque feel to it. Through its text, Rachel's descriptions, her mini essays on growing up Italian, which are, well, sparse to find in here, but the ones that you do find, they will definitely warm your heart as much as the recipes contained herein will warm your soul and your taste buds and your tummy beyond anything you've ever tried, at least in regards to the Food Network. So this book definitely is Italian at its very heart and soul. However, there is another gripe which I teased about that I have with Rachael Ray, and this is probably the most prominent gripe I have with her. Failure to acknowledge her fans in her cookbooks. She used to do so with her early cookbooks, and I owned nearly all of them in my library. If you want to see those reviews, and the 30-Minute Meals DVDs reviews, all 6 of them, which also includes the one you just saw at the beginning of the show, check out my Rachael Ray playlist, Hip Hip Who Ray, all caps on the way to highlight Rachael Ray. That will be linked in the description below. Apologize for the car alarm here. I believe it was either in Week in a Day or the Book of Burger where she ends acknowledgement of the fans. You see acknowledgements here? Does it mention viewers and readers? No. And that's what really gets my gripe with Rachael. That's why I'm kind of pissed off with these books. I am looking forward to getting a sneak peek of her newest cookbook, which is to come in the fall. And Rachael, I warn you, as much as I love you, if you fail to acknowledge your fans again, there will be problems. This book is the single most important work of my life. It represents decades of enjoying and working with the food and people I love the most in this world. This retails for $39.99 in the US and $52.99 in Canada, and again, it's an Atria Books publication. Otherwise, if this doesn't turn you into the Italian at heart, then what the heck will? This is one of the more definitive adventures in abbondanza I have ever bought, whether from online or at a brick-and-mortar thrift shop. When we come back, we're going to wrap up everything and give each of these items their definitive rankings. I'll see you in a moment.
I'm very adventurous, and I'd like the show to be as adventurous. We're gonna try and do a little bit of everything in every show.
First dates. I want to highlight products and gadgets.
These are great for serving cheeses on.
What to have for supper, where to hide stuff when people come over. Shoe shopping. Sexy singles over 60. Practical fashion.
For me, it's not about how much you spend as long as there's value.
If we do have a celebrity on, I want to know the really interesting stuff, like what do they have in the refrigerator?
Whoa!
Everyone needs a little R&R. Rachael Ray.
Welcome back to 30-Minute Steals. You're just in time for the final ruling. It's time to find out what each of the 3 items you see before you stand in Rachael Ray's lifestyle brand here on TSR. As you know, a maximum score of 5 claps can be awarded per each item, which could result in a maximum possible score of up to 15 claps. We'll start center stage with the August 09 Everyday with Rachael Ray mag. I realized I spent a little more time on this than the other 2 items where this is sandwiched in between, but that's because I much prefer this format compared to Rachael Ray in season. More issues, more features, and way more colorful. It just was an all-around happy-go-lucky magazine that didn't take itself too seriously, and the only thing it was serious about was having a lot of fun, no matter if you were cooking, decorating, or whatever. Plus, it had the celeb fridge segment, later kitchen cameo, with celebrities. Very reminiscent of Inside This with Rachael Ray, another one of her old Food Network shows where she tours the kitchens of some of Hollywood's elite and actually gets them to share a few of their own recipes themselves. For that, the maximum of 5 claps is awarded to Everyday with Rachael Ray from August of 09, and you best believe that you'll be seeing more Everyday with Rachael Ray mags in the future. This one is actually one of 6 Rachael Ray mags, Everyday mags again, that I purchased in a 6-item haul on one particular Friday, and you'll see them all in the future. That's not to say that I don't like Rachael Ray in season. I actually own 2 of those issues. The other one you'll be seeing here, as the date would indicate, in the fall. As for 30-Minute Meals with Rachael Ray, Warm and Wonderful, and Everyone is Italian on Sunday, well, they both have their faults. No closed captioning, no acknowledgement of the fans. So, they both earn 4.5 out of 5 claps, bringing the grand total to 14 claps. I will definitely highlight more celeb fridge sections in the old Everyday with Rachael Ray issues when I get around to them in the future, because really the primary mission of TSI is to bring the Hollywood home on a budget. Rachael Ray is definitely Hollywood, but she's not snotty, snooty Hollywood for me. She's happy-go-lucky, down-to-earth, and if I ever get the chance to meet her, that's exactly what I'm going to tell her. And also make a little plug for this video and for this entire channel. And if Rachael was watching this right now, I could only imagine what she would think of this entire video.
I think we did a pretty good job in 30 minutes, went all the way to Hollywood.
We sure did, Rachael. We sure did. I want to thank you for being one of my biggest childhood heroes, and considering that Wednesday will be your birthday, August 25th, consider this my little birthday present from me to you, Rach. As for the rest of you, Rachael and I would like to thank you so much for watching, and if you want to join in on all this fun, remember, bringing Hollywood home on a budget is never more than 1 subscription click away. Thank you. And of course, you know I'll catch you on the Thrift side. Abundanza!